Hello and welcome to Coreform Cubit tutorials. Today we are going to be using the item wizard in Power Tools to mesh a slightly more complex volume. The first step is going to be downloading our test file at coreform.com under the tutorial page. Once you have that downloaded, we're going to import it into Coreform Cubit. There are a few ways to do this, and it really depends on personal preference. You can go up to the top left here to File, and go down to Import. You can click on the Import button on the Quick Access panel, or we can import it directly from Item Wizard. Because that is the topic of today's video, I'm going to go ahead and do that. So first we're going to go over to Power Tools down here at the bottom right. Click on that, and you can see this little tab with the wizard hat and the wand. That's our Item Wizard. So we're going to click on that. You can see it gives us the tasks that we need to quickly set up, mesh, and validate our mesh. We're going to click here, Import or Create Geometry. We're going to import the CAD model that we've downloaded. It is a .sat file, so I'm going to click that option. And there we go, knuckle.sat. All of these default options are perfect for what we are about to do, so we're just going to click Finish. And you can see there we've imported our model. Now, the next step is to set up the FEA model. Again, we're not doing anything too complex with this, so we're going to let all of the defaults stay where they are and just click Done. Now that we have that, we're going to go to Prepare Geometry. We're going to click Run Checked Diagnostics and close that window. You can see there are still a few things we need to do. The first thing we're going to do for this is to remove the small features. So we're going to click that and make sure that we have all volumes listed, even though currently we only technically have one volume. We're going to click Detect Small Features here. And the main issue that we're going to find is with the narrow surfaces. So down here at the small features, we're going to click this arrow and get our drop down of the narrow surfaces that have been detected. There are a few here. Surface 17 is this small ring right around the extrusion, and that looks like it's going to provide the biggest issues. So we're going to click on Surface 17, scroll down to the possible solutions. Now, we're going to click Remove Surface 17, and you can either right-click and click Execute, or select it and click the Execute button. Just going to execute that, and it removed Surface 17. You can see there's no little ring there anymore. Now, the only issue, it is merged surfaces 1 and 18. I think this is just Cubit being a little bit oversensitive on the quality, so we're just going to click Mark as OK, which again, you just right-click, mark as OK. Then we are all done here, so we're going to scroll to the bottom and click Done. And you can see now we have a green light. After we've done that, we're going to click Fix Invalid Topology and run the Heal Analyzer. Since we've removed those smaller features, there are no issues. Once again, we're going to scroll down, click Done. Finally, we're going to build a meshable topology. We're going to check the meshability. We're going to click on Not Meshable. Here we have Volume 1. Now, we want to decompose this volume before doing any further work on it. So we're going to click Decompose Volume. And now, once we click Volume 1, it provides a list of possible solutions. The first thing we are going to carry out is we are going to perform a web cut with plane normal to curve 31 fraction 0 and separate these legs from the rest of the model. Again, you can right-click Execute or just click the Execute button. Once we have that done, we're going to go back, and you can see now these two new volumes that we've created with the legs are marked as meshable. But volume 1 is still not meshable. So we're going to go here, and we're going to perform a few more cuts. The next cut is going to be here, at curve 31 fraction 1. We're going to execute that to cut this corner off from the rest of the model. And we are going to mirror that exact same solution on the other side. And that cut is curve 60 fraction 1. Again, execute. Now that we have this, the rest of the model is pretty simple, but this last bit with the cylinder coming off can be a little bit tricky to automatically mesh. So the next two cuts we're going to perform is a web cut with a sheet extending from surface 38 to separate the cylinder from the rest of the model. We are going to execute that. And finally, we are just going to cut this cylinder in half. So that's going to be curve 43 fraction 1. And execute. And there you have it. We have now sliced up the volume into about 7 different parts for easier meshability. And you can see all volumes are now marked as meshable. So we're going to hit done here. Done one more time. And just because I like getting the little green light, done, and we have all green. Now, the next thing we're going to do is actually do the meshing. We're going to make sure we have all volumes listed now that we have 7 individual parts. And we're just going to click Generate Mesh. And there you go. We have successfully meshed a slightly more complex volume in Coreform Cubit. Now that we have our mesh, let's check its quality. So let's go over to the Validate Mesh button here. And we're going to define the quality metrics. For this model, we're going to go to Scaled Jacobian, which is one of the options here. We're just going to leave the default values and click Done. Once we've defined the metrics, we're going to check the quality. So again, we want to make sure we have all listed and analyze the quality. And here you go. We have our quality map. Now you can see there are some issues. They can be fixed and we can get a higher quality mesh with some further decomposition of the model, which will be done in some of our other Coreform Cubit tutorials. You can watch those either at the coreform.com website, at the Cubit tutorials page, or you can go over to our YouTube channel. Thank you for watching.